Hi, this is Roxana Hanna sitting here with Todd Falcone. Todd Falcone was kind enough to share his time with us today up here in Seattle where he lives, and we had our first Seattle meetup, our MLSP Seattle meetup, and Todd came and joined us and talked to all of the people who were there today. Will you tell us how you got started, quickly?
Quickly.
You've been it forever. You've been there forever. What happened? You know, just quickly, what happened? What changes have you seen? And you're still so active. I mean, very prominent. So.
I got started 21 years ago in network marketing. Makes me sound really old when I say that, but got started essentially right out of college. I was going to through career fair and got a phone call out of the blue from somebody. I thought I was going to a job interview, and I ended up getting introduced to a business opportunity. It was the first time I'd ever even heard of being an entrepreneur, business opportunities, and I saw two things. I saw 10 grand a month and no boss, and I was just like, I'm in, because I immediately was comparing that to what I was being offered in a job, and have been in ever since. I've been, I made a decision when I first got started in network marketing that I was going to do it and not treat it like a hobby, and I've, it's not like I knocked it out of the park right away. In fact, the first probably 18 months to 2 years, I was struggling pretty heavily and not making much money, but I just, I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to give up. I saw people making money, and I knew that it was possible, and it was just a matter of time when it was going to finally happen for me. So, and I'm still very active today. I've been, essentially in network marketing now for 20 years. I now teach and train on the subject and having a blast doing it.
When did you start, when did you switch from, say, being a recruiter to a trainer? I mean, what was what's like your timeline, your process?
Well, that's an interesting question. If you had asked me 8 years ago, are you going to be a speaker and a trainer and travel around and teach people on the subject of network marketing, I would have said no. I was a network marketer. I still am a network marketer. It's all I've done for 20 years. I'm not a trained trainer. I mean, I'm a guy that's been involved in network marketing for a long time. And essentially what happened is I had a company I spent 11 years with go out of business. And we were, all the top leaders were like, well, what's next? What are we going to do? And there were 8 of us that moved into a new company. I started building that business. I was doing it part-time. And at the same time, I was getting phone calls from people saying, hey, will you come and do a conference call for our group? Will you come and do a training or speak to our group? And I was like, what do you want me to talk to them about? Like, about how you recruit. Because, I made a reputation for myself as somebody who was a builder and somebody who produced and recruited people. And it was funny because it was never my intention. Now it's what I spend most of my time doing. So that first speaking gig led into another speaking gig and led into another conference call. And now probably 40 weeks a year I'm on the road doing seminars. I do conference calls every week for different network marketing companies and distributor organizations, and having a blast doing it.
So, and just in case you don't know, Todd has a Monday night call that anyone is welcome to join. You want to go to toddfalcone.com and get those details. So for the audience, as you can see, I think you saw today, there are lots of really new people to internet marketing.
For sure.
And we're all, internet, it's only been around 15 years, pretty much. So everyone is really new, and that is one of the biggest fears that people have. So then when you couple an industry, network marketing, that's already kind of difficult for people, because not everyone is a natural entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And we're all conditioned to, work for the man. So then you couple that with internet marketing. So for the transition for you of going from, picking up the phone, which, maybe you still do, I don't know, but how has your career transitioned into the internet world? And how's that been, what's that been like? Or
I think that's the greatest question you could ask me. When I started in network marketing 20 years ago, the internet didn't exist. Computers barely existed with like green lettering and a black background and DOS or whatever it was.
That's
and,
right.
And I remember going through college and I couldn't even. I don't even think I knew. I didn't even have a computer going through college. So
word processors.
Yeah, exactly, and typewriters. So the internet has. Here along comes the internet and AOL and chatting online and email, and it's like nobody had an email address. Now, obviously, everybody has an email address. Things have, technology is always changing, but the basics of what network marketing is all about, I don't really believe has changed at all. It's a business of people sharing a great product or service with another person and they either sign up as a customer or sign up as a customer or a distributor, and that process is perpetuated. The internet for me is, I've embraced it wholeheartedly along the way. I remember, as soon as the internet came along and there was, autoresponders, and you could buy leads and you could blast out to thousands of people, and then the term spam came along, and and marketing via that method was kind of gone. I mean, so I've been able to literally be in network marketing before the internet ever existed, to fax on demand technology, to conference calling, to now the internet and autoresponders, and then lead capture pages, and Google and AdWords and pay-per-click and all that stuff. Blogging, I mean, social media, and those are all vehicles for communicating, for building relationships, for generating leads, and everything that's coming along, it's like, hey, cool, I'm going to grab onto it, and I'm going to use it, and if it's something that makes sense for utilizing in my network marketing business, I'm all over it. So I think you need to have a blend. I think you can't forget the fact that network marketing is a people business. And I'll tell you this, I was on a cruise a couple weeks ago with it was all internet marketers, and there was one guy on there who is really good at recruiting people online. But he said to me, he said, you know what, he goes, I know that what I'm doing is absolutely not duplicatable, not at all. I mean, he is like one in a bazillion people where he does all this online marketing and never makes a phone call. But all the other guys that were in this group, when we were having discussions, the people that not only combined the internet marketing, but they also picked up the phone and they called their prospects and they engaged and they interacted, those are the people that produce the biggest results, period. So I love it. It's fun. The technology's cool and ever-changing.
It's good to see you doing it, because I know a lot of top leaders who don't go into the internet. They're just like, no, we don't, and companies don't either. For
sure, and that's a choice. I mean, you can build without the internet. You can build with it. You can blend the two. I mean, it's totally up to you. I certainly know big leaders who don't even do anything on the internet.
Right.
And then I know big leaders that do a whole lot on the internet, and some who blend the two. And it's just a matter of what you feel like you want to do. I mean, bottom line is, it's about building an organization. If we're talking about network marketing, it's about building a distributor organization of human beings that are moving whatever product or service it is to end users. How that's built, totally up to the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on a final note, we're all about branding yourself online.
Yeah.
And you have a vibrant personality, so you're outgoing, so it's easy, But for people who are just getting started and they haven't done this kind of networking, even on a social level before, what can you tell them about creating your story, or identifying your story, or communicating your story? Because it seems like people really love to hear an individual's story.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and what people see today in me is not what I was 10 years ago or 15 or 20 years ago. I've gone through a huge journey of growth and change, and when I started, I knew nothing about MLM. I knew nothing about entrepreneurship. I was brand new. I'm just, I say this on stage all the time, I'm just a dude. I'm just a regular guy who decided to get involved in network marketing a long time ago. Decide, okay, I'm not going to hobby this, I'm going to treat it seriously, I'm going to look at what the leaders are doing, what the people that are making money are doing, I'm going to duplicate that, and I struggled and I spun my wheels, but I just kept at it, and over time, it's kind of interesting, over time I ended up developing this reputation for myself and a name for myself, but I'm no different than anybody else. I've just been here for maybe a longer period of time, been committed to it for a longer period of time than other people, and everybody's unique and different. You got to create your own story. You're going to use somebody else's story as you begin to grow your business, but as you grow your business, it's like, my story is this. I went from a stoner surfer guy at age 22 to multimillionaire. So what's your story going to be? Everybody's story is different, and you got to create it along the way. I think it's a matter of making a commitment and a firm decision that you're going to do it, and then putting it into action and not quitting, staying at it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? This is where it's all coming from. So we're really happy that you're a part of this community. Thank you, Todd, for joining us today.
Thank you, Roxana.
We appreciate it.